Parikshit said. And he's speaking to who? Who is he speaking to? Uttara, mother Uttara, his mother, Parikshit's mother. Tashrutvarye Mahapremarasaveshena yantritaha Mahavishnu priyo vina hasto asau vismrita akhilaha. He says, Arye, addressing his mother, O noble lady, when Narad Muni heard in Hastinapur, he heard about that devotee. He rushed to Dwaraka. Mahaprema aveshena yantritaha. So when he had heard about Uddhav, Pandavas had really glorified Uddhav by hearings about Uddhav, qualities of Uddhav, devotion of Uddhav, and Uddhav. Mahaprema ras aveshena. He became full of Mahaprema ras. No translation required. No? This is better to say Mahaprema ras. Mahaprema ras. Aveshena. Avesh. He was filled with Mahaprema ras. And now this Mahaprema ras, the thoughts of Uddhav, was now controlling him, handling him. He was being governed by those Mahaprema ras, was yantritaha. He had no freedom. He was governed by what? Mahaprema ras was making him dance or talk or do whatever. He had no freedom. He was just Mahaprema rasa avesha yantritaha. Mahavishnu priyaha. Narad Muni is described as Mahavishnu priya. Mahavishnu or Badrinarayan priyaha is that level, bhakta, devotee. He had a veena in the hand, but because he was overwhelmed with this devotional ecstasies and feelings, and although he was holding, but he was not able to play. He was so excited and he's running, jumping, rushing to Sada Dvaravati Vasa Abhyasat. So he has reached Dwarka and go straight. No one is telling him. He just goes straight, turns left. Right there, and he ends up right in front of palace of Sri Kṛṣṇa. How did he manage? He did not stop and go, hey, please tell me which way to go. I want to go to Krishna's palace. He did not inquire, but he reached exactly in front of the palace of the Lord. The reason being, he had visited. Now, he had visited Dwarka many times in the past. So, he knew how to get there. Abhyasta. He had practiced going there. In Bhagavatam we know how many times or quite often he would go, Narad Muni would go. One time he went, he was going door to door, home to home to see whether queens are happy, how are the affairs. And so because of his frequent visits of Dwarka, previous visits, he was able to reach the final destination, which was for him Sri Kṛṣṇa in Dwarka, in one of his palaces. I was just reminded. Some devotees, I heard this in London, devotees someone had died and they were driving to the cremation ground and they were being guided by a GPS, GPS? Yeah, so go turn 5 kilometers this way, okay, turn there. And when they reached at the cremation ground, the GPS said, you have reached your final destination. Devotees had heard this many times before, but that day, they really heard this, you have reached your final destination. This is where finally you end. Anyway, Narad Muni's final destination was Sri Kṛṣṇa, his lotus feet. So he has reached there. Prabhu Prasadat. Prabhu Prasad. Prasad is the palace. And it's amazing how he reached, because he had gone there many times in the past. Bhuta Vishtaha Maha Unmada Grahitasya Yathetaraha. And when he reached there, he was like a ghostly haunted person. The way he was acting and behaving and doing all sorts of things, all assembled there. What is happening with our Narad Muni? So what did they see? Bhumo kwapi skhalati. Narad Muni was, while trying to come in that direction to reach that palace, they were watching him coming. He was stumbling, he was tripped. Patati, he was falling down. Tishtati acheshtaha, and then getting up. But once he's up, he's just motionless, like a pillar. The next moment, kwapi anukampam bhajati. The next moment, his body's trembling, shaking like anything. Then next moment, lutati, he collapses and begins rolling on the ground. Kwapi rodati arataha. The next moment, he's crying in a great distress. Kwapi akroshan lutibhihi. And then other moment is shouting out loud. Scene is changing from moment to moment. The next moment he is with his veena and singing, nicely singing, playing his, and also nrityan gayan, he is also dancing. And this is all happening because prema sampad vikaram. Prema sampad vikar. Because he had acquired the sampatti, the wealth of what? What kind of wealth? Prema sampatti, prema sampat. As a result, there are all these transformations, vikar, were taking place in his personality. Tasmin hanikenapi vaimanashena he matara idanim tvam savadhanatara bhava. As he was about to, King Parikshit was about to begin his narration of this 6th chapter, he says, my dear mother, pay full attention, be attentive. Sthiratam prapayanti mam sadhairyam shranuidam swayam. Be steady, fixed, focused, sadhairyam, with all patience. Shranu idam. What now I have to say? Please listen to this. So it's also a reminder for us, the listeners. Savadhan. Sadhu Savadhan. Vaishnava Savadhan is, now he's getting Savadhan. In that chanting tape, Prabhupada says, sit properly, Savadhan. The army people or policemen, just before their parade or something, as they assemble and they're talking to each other, gossiping, spaced out, and their commander comes, and first thing he says, Savadhan! Then immediately all those, they stop everything else, ready for the next command. He says, left, 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 right, left. Then they all follow that command. He says, Savadhan. So King Parikshit was, mother, savadhanatara bhava. Be savadhan. And listen to this. The morning that Narad Muni arrived in Dwarka, that day was a very special or very unusual morning in Dwarka for Dwarkavasis in Krishna's palace. Something abnormal was going on. Tasmin ahani kenapi vaimanashena veshmanaha. Antaprakoshte suptasya prabho parshvam vivahaya. So that morning, Lord Sri Krishna, he was in some kind of distress. He was suffering. He was up. He had woken up, but he was still lying in the bed with his face covered with a cloth or a pillow. And he was not the morning chores. And he was not doing that. And all those who normally come and greet him, meet him, and take part in palace affairs, activities, they all had come and they were all waiting. Uddhav, he had gone in the inner chamber where Krishna was sleeping but not up, realizing that he wants his own time, space, doesn't want to be disturbed. Uddhav goes outside and he sits at the entrance of the palace where there's some kind of raised terrace kind of arrangement. He's sitting there. Around him are Baladevo, Devaki cha, Rohini, Rukmini tatha. These personalities are also sitting. You are painting a picture of that morning. Yeah. Dwarka, the palace. Lord Krishna is still in the bed. Uddhav, where is Uddhav? At the entrance. And he's surrounded by Balaram, Devaki, Rohini, Rukmini, Satyabhama, Adaya, Anyascha Devyaha. And there are many queens have also come, including Satyabhama, which is one of the big names amongst the queens. Padmavati Chasa. And there is a lady called Padmavati. This is a new character for maybe most of you. Kamsa Mata. She is the mother of Kamsa. Her name is Padmavati. And what is she like? What is she known for? Pravrati Harini. She always liked to gossip. Famous for Prajalpa, spreading rumors. Dasis tatha paraha. And so many ladies, dasis, are also sitting around, waiting for Lord to get up so that they could serve. Yeah, I did not mention one thing. It's very important. Sanatana Goswami, not only he wrote or compiled Brihad Bhagavatamrit text, but then he wrote a commentary called auto commentary. He wrote a commentary on his own work, his own scripture, called Digdarshini, so that the readers will have a deeper understanding of the subject matter, giving additional information, facts, circumstances, missing links. So Gopi Parandan Prabhu also has not only given the original Brihad Bhagavatamrit text and translation of it, but there's also commentary has been not fully, completely translated, but partially. Some parts of the Digdarshini commentary is also included. The commentary of this verse is part. Precisely why Krishna was disturbed, Parikshit will reveal to his mother a little further on in his narration. It's only mentioned that Krishna was disturbed, and King Parikshit did not say more. He wants to save this for a little later, thinking if I say everything now, my mother, Uttara, will be disturbed. This is too early. I will reveal this little later on. And in the same commentary, Sanatana Goswami writes about this famous or infamous character, Padmavati. In Padma Puran, there's a little mention that, she is first of all Ugrasen's wife, and her father is King Satyaketu. So one time, Padmavati had gone to her father's place, sometime soon after the marriage, her marriage with Ugrasen. And then there comes a messenger of Kubera, who was a demon called Drumila, and he had disguised himself as Ugrasen. He was looking, he did whole makeup like Ugrasen. And Padmavati thought, this is my husband coming. But he was the demoniac messenger of Kubera. So he came and he did his business. He seduced her. And the child born of this union, illicit union, was Kamsa. Now you know why Kamsa was what he was. Tushnim bhutashate sarve vartamanaha savishmayam tatrasi naradam praptam maikshanta purvacheshtitam. When they all saw, they all were sitting, waiting, already going through the special extraordinary situation at palace. Sri Kṛṣṇa was up, but not getting up, not leaving the bed. They were facing their situation, and there comes Narad Muni, and they were surprised the way he was acting, and they had never seen him acting like the way he was acting that morning. It was obvious to them that something was seriously wrong. All the residents of that palace, Uddhav and Balram and Rukmini and others, they thought there's something seriously wrong, but they could not discern exactly what. They could not come to any conclusion. What is wrong today? Why is our Lord not getting up, meeting us, greeting us, involving us with? Nonetheless, they now had to attend to Narad's arrival. They were already in some kind of trouble, and here is another one. Here comes Narad, and he's also acting very abnormally, and then they have to face that situation. Utthaya yatnad aniya swasthyam nitvakshanenatam. So when they saw Narad Muni, they all got up, went forward. This way, please come. And they brought him to that entrance. They were themselves waiting at the entrance. And tried to make a very special effort to calm him down, normalize him. They took a cloth and wiped his face, which was all wet with the tears. And then gradually they started talking with Naradji. Shanai Laghu, gently and simply they spoke. What did they speak? Adrastapurum asmabhihi kidrasham te adya cheshtitam. Says, never ever we had seen you the way you are looking today. Cheshtitam, your behavior. What happened? Suddenly what happened? Never in the past we had seen, but today you are acting like this. Tushnim upavishakshanam. Please sit down here. Quietly, calm down. And he's made to sit down. Parikshita uvacha sagadgadam uvacha ashrudhara milita lochane yatnad unmilayannatva sakampam pulakachitaha. Narad replied in a choking voice. He had all the symptoms were they were subdued or withdrawn. But as soon as he was asked, what is the matter? Why are you acting like this? As he wanted to respond, and immediately he reverts back into the previous mindset, and all the symptoms are again becoming visible. That body begins trembling, and tears are there. Narada Vacha, and Narada now explains, gives the reason. Why? Well, I said, I had no choice, And it's not, I did not do anything so that I would act the way I am acting. But I will tell you what is the cause. Why I am acting. Oh, time flies. When you have fun, time flies. So Narada Muni is remembering what he had heard in Hastinapur, what Pandavas had said about Uddhav. He is the one that Uddhav is Kripa Bhajanam, Saubhagya Eka Bhajanam. He is the one, very fortunate, most favorite devotee of the Lord. And Narada Muni says, please arrange my meeting with Uddhav. Trouble is, when he was full of tears and trembling and all this, although Uddhav was right in front of him, he did not recognize him. And he says, I want to meet Uddhav. Could you please arrange my meeting with Uddhav? Then his second thought is, if that is not possible, or maybe I don't deserve meeting with him, then at least tadiya padaikarajo athava bhavet. At least some dust from the feet of that great devotee Uddhav. Could you please get me some dust from his feet? Tadaiva shantirabhata me antaratmanaha. And if I get either darshan, if not darshan, at least dust, then I will be peaceful, I'll be pacified, satisfied. Oh, please arrange my darshan with him. And like that, Narada answered the question about cause of his strange behavior. He started explaining the reason for his strange behavior. He will be talking more what transpired, what happened, which resulted in his strange behavior. So Narada Muni will be sharing, and then Uddhav, like those devotees, each one, no, not me. There is someone else. So Uddhav is also going to say, no, not me, no. Those Brajabasis, those coward boys and parents of the Lord and the Gopi and the Radharani, they are the Priyatam, they are the greatest of all devotees. And then others will be also talking. Balaram is going to talk, Rohini is going to be speaking, Padmavati is also going to contribute. And while all they are talking, who is hearing? Lord Sri Kṛṣṇa, who is not far from there, is listening to all of this. Then what happens to him? What is transpiring and transformations? And finally, when he gets up, what would he be talking and doing? There's quite a drama ahead of us.